we're in Fresno, California, doing a little remodel in the upstairs hall bath. One of the first items we put in was this Crawlvis Smart Box, and this was provided by the homeowner. It came with a kit, so it comes with the rough-in box, and then all of the spout, the shower head, the spray handle, and then of course a handheld slide bar. So that'll be on finish. Anyway, so mounting system of the wall, 3/4 plywood to the very back, brackets on the side to keep it from moving in and out. I mean, honestly, it would stay. We had plywood in here, it would have stayed, except for if you ever did a demo out the sheetrock, there's nothing mounting the box. So 3/4 plywood, clip in each corner, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 down there, and then of course screwed right through the so 8 screws in there. So box is good. Right now it's just inside is there. It's a blind plug. It sits back in here. It keeps water from mixing together. So hot and cold, actually hot and cold, and it's all blue. Sorry about that. Hot and cold, they come into the box and then they mix in the cartridge. Well, right now there's no cartridge, so what you would have is warm water your entire home because it would be constantly mixing right here. They do give you a plug to put in down here for the hot and for the cold that goes inside. What we did is we just capped off the hot, so you do have cold water coming into the box. So this is under pressure, this is under pressure, that's under pressure, and the reason why is we want to make sure throughout construction that if we do get a nail in a line, we know, because if I cap them both off, there's no water in these lines. And so then you're all done, tiles on, we come in, turn it on, you got leaking, so we just leave it all filled in. Once this valve goes in, we'll pull that plug, obviously, put the cartridge in, and then you'll have hot and cold water mix over to these different sprayers. So not fond of the spout. We're not going to go in detail about it right now. The mounting system we don't like. There's not much we can do for adjustment's sake, whatnot. So we'll take it for a spin, see if we can get this Crawlvis spout installed to it finished. It's a one-off. They're the only one that make a spout like that, and it's almost impossible to get it installed correctly, which means in and out of the wall. So we'll just leave it where it's at. Anyways, nice system. It's just push button, 1, 2, 3. So one goes to the tub, and this one goes to the shower head, this one goes to the handheld sprayer. You can do 2, or you can do 3, all 3, whatever. So that part's in. We got this riser here strapped to the back. We had the substantial amount of framing in here just to get this going. We had to open up the wall, cut this out to get the wall box in because it wouldn't fit in this little opening. So we cut it here and here, and then of course we built you a brand new framing system here to come up and tie it back in. So these 2 framing members here and here in the back, and then of course this, and then the rest of the wall is yours. That's existing, that's not ours. This was just free floating all the way down the wall, not really doing anything. We did need to get you some backing in the wall. Tub's 32 by 20 inches tall, and so we came over here and built you a little channel, so that's nice and solid, and that will be I'm imagining your tile is at 30, so your tub's 32, and you can see, sorry about this, see 32 right there. So see your tub ends right there, and then you've got this over all the way over to like 34 and a quarter. And what that does, it helps support the tile, because this tile is going to come down the wall all the way here. When it gets to the tub, it's going to stop because this is where the apron's at, and then of course the top of the tub, so it's going to turn and come down. And so this will help support the tile, as well as you've got another framing member right here. Over on the other side, we gave you the pop out that we talked about, keeping in mind you can come out as far as you want. What we did is we told you we would bring this out another 3.5 inches, and this was a train wreck over here getting this together. And I haven't framed, I do framing, but I haven't been in the framing field for years and years, and so it just takes me a little longer. But you can see here 35.5, 35.75, whatever you want to call it. That's where your tile is going to come out to. Tub ends at 32, and we have some more patching in to do. We're going to put some more 1x in place after the tub goes in, because we don't have enough room to get the tub in if we frame it all in. So 2x4 in the wall, and you can see 2x4 here for backing for sheetrock. Sorry, Joan. And same thing here all the way up, and then of course full height framing. So this pops out. He'll have to patch this. I'll have to patch this. And then of course we've got the blocking in around the perimeter of the tub. That helps so the wall doesn't move in and out and pop your tile. So that blocking's in all the way around perimeter. This blocking, like I say, once the tub's set, we'll come back. The tub ends right here. We'll put a piece right here all the way down to the floor to fur it out so that it matches this. And then also across here, wherever the tub flange ends, so the tub's probably going to sit about right here. So it's 19, 20 1/4 top of flange. So we'll take another one and run it over here just like you see on there. We'll put it right there. And we have this on our truck. It's 1x4. So it'll got furred out. So when you're done, sheetrocked it back down to the tub, and then Ephraim comes in. Or actually, Ephraim's probably going to need to come in and set his wall box. And that's not part of our deal. He said no framing required, so we're not going to frame anything. Anyways, that'll sit over on this wall. Lots going on the wall. You can see these brackets. Heavy brackets are in. They're bent out, so your wall is not level at all. So that's in your tile guy's going to have to, or Ephraim's going to have to deal with that, because you know when you don't have a level wall, when you have a wall that comes up and I'm exaggerating, bows out and then back in around a pipe like that, it's hard to get a flat wall surface. And so we're not tile guys, but Ephraim is, and so he can deal with that. John can deal with this stuff. You know, if we didn't do it right, he'll let me know. But at least we got you some backing in here, and this we got some screws in here, just kind of to support the two. There's a full 2x4 behind here. It wasn't in there before, and so we slid it in there and just put some screws in here for you. And it's not really anchored. You know, we had to stop it. There's a vent pipe right here. We had to stop and then pick up the framing down below. And then we got some screws in here as well. But at least there's something in between the two wall cavities. Instead of this just being hanging in the breeze, your next stud is all the way over here. And so this, you would get movement and potentially cause a problem with the new tile here. Anyway, so that's this part of the project. Tomorrow we're going to set a tub, and then we'll take another video. I just wanted to document all this, and so we can get out of here and go home. And then after we set the tub, we'll take another video when we're done. So still here in Fresno, California, and we've got the tub set. I don't know if we took a video of this when we got it completed, but anyways, we came back to work some more work. We furred that wall. I believe we have a video of that, and they'll have the drywall guy and the tile guy have to check it, make sure it's good for them. And then of course this wall was a train wreck, and they asked us to come reconfigure some things, and everything was chopped out here. That was chopped out. The next one was that one was they had some FHA code straps which are blowing the wall out substantially. And so what we did is we needed to get the plumbing out of the way. That 2-inch pipe that goes through the roof, there was a fitting. This fitting was up higher. This is a new one, but it was up higher. It was out of the wall. Pipe was out of the wall, and everything was just was in the way. So we proposed to the homeowner framing a wall in the closet area, which we have, and so it brings you down to about a 24-inch closet, which is minimum. And we talked about it with them. You can see here. So, sorry. Let me look over that way. So it's focusing on the 24, but anyways, right there. So you got 24 inches, which would be, you can't get a tape measure behind there, but from framing, oh yeah, you can. So there's sheetrock back there, so right now you've got 23.5. Without the sheetrock, it's 24. You got 24 inches framing to framing, and it's a little smaller than most closets, but they said they really don't use it for storing clothes as much as they do for storage of other things. And so we had to take out all these pieces on the side, all the way down the bottom. We had to take the tack strip off the floor for the carpet, and of course these pieces, and then of course the shelf and pole came down, and we just framed a new wall. So we picked out the best we could find. We always like to do that with wood framing. They like to look down it and make sure it's not bowed, and we like almost perfectly straight. So about 10 pieces of lumber, cut you a bottom plate, cut you a top plate. This one here is toe-nailed into the backing, so back in there is where the backing is for the sheetrock. So we just nailed this one to it. Now, keeping in mind there's no backing on this wall because it wasn't framed for backing in there. So, but this is rigid. It's nailed to the stud. So is this one. You can see nailing, and so that holds it in. And then of course, toe-nailed up into the backing plate up top. You can't really see it, but anyway, 16 inches on center, starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4 studs, and then we repiped. This was coming up higher. You can see where the notches are up there, and it was, like I said, it was a mess. So we just brought it through here. Super easy. Put a new wall in and then drill a hole in the middle of the wall. You know, no reason to notch it out. So I'm not sure what happened, but anyways, they didn't do it right. So then there's a couple of plate straps here. This side's fine. You know, I mean, even if this was the worst framing job in the world, which it's not, drywall on this side, tape texture paint is a breeze, you know, so that's good. The big thing is going to be the opposite side, which, like I say, you'll have to get with get with the tile guy, get with the drywall guy, and of course I've already spoken with the drywall contractor there. He's going to come out and he's going to try and get the tile contractor out so they can at least talk about what can happen in here. You know, it used to be old school. They would come in here and they would float with mortar and chicken wire and mortars. They would float the walls out until they were straight. Didn't matter what the walls were. And now they use new wall boards that help protect the structure, and it's waterproof membranes and whatnot. But anyway, so you can see we scabbed in some wood here to pick up what was already in the wall, and then of course scabbed in some backing here. And that one's mainly to stiffen up the notch. Same thing over there. We just took some plumber's tape and pulled the stud back against the other stud. So that stud in the closet is straight. This one's now straight. So you may have some variation back and forth. You don't have what you had was this wall came out to a point up at that notch. It was out like that, and then it went back in. And you would see that if you tiled it like that, you would see that when you got to the back wall, when you had the grout lines. So it's pretty straight now. You know, you throw some straight edges on it. Of course, this wall kind of floats out. It kind of dips in, which means it's wider out here on the side. Reason being is you've got this you've got this angle strap right here. I forget the name of it. I'm not a drywall guy. Anyways, it's a piece of metal that goes corner bead. So corner bead on right here, and then of course you float it out. So this wall kind of has a hump to it, but that can be addressed when you're coming to do your texture in the room. So this whole room is going to get textured, hand troweled, ceiling, walls, all that. And so he can float this out, you know, when he gets back. So tile's going to go in first, and he's going to come and do the new texture, and then of course new paint. And hopefully the floor is not damaged. We did let them know demoing a cast iron tub upstairs creates vibration. We did, you know, even though my back is shot, we did pick up the cast iron tub on one end. We slid 2 inches of foam underneath the bottom of this tub on both ends, so it sat on foam just to give it a little bit of brace. And then you just take a you know, sledgehammer and beat it out of here. We did cover up the floor with paper, swept it, covered it up with the ram board. So that's not just painter's paper. Ram board's very thick. And then we took some OSB and put it over the top, just because a lot of traffic in here, and we're trying to avoid damaging the tile. We don't know what it looks like. We're not going to pick this up. If you do have damaged floor tile, then they'll have to be replaced. Hopefully there's no cracking in here, but this is 1 1/8 plywood on the floor, so there is some give. Anyway, so that's it. I go on and on, but you know, framing's in, and we're not a framing contractor. We framed that over there as a point of courtesy to the drywall contractor, who is a good friend, and of course the homeowner is a good client for the drywall contractor. And so we needed to get the plumbing out of the way, so we just framed the wall. Tried to contact a framer, and it's not returning calls right now. Of course, in the middle of a pandemic, I'm not sure if he's working. But so we got the plumbing pushed back into the back wall, furred out this front wall. That little notch, just don't put a screw through it. You know, it doesn't hurt anything. It's just, like I say, that plumber's tape is just holding the block back in the wall. So, and then we put a little block up in the corner right there, because that corner of that stud is chipped away. So anyways, water's onto the home. Growy smart box, all the whistles, head, shower head, spray, handheld sprayer where the hose hooks up, and then of course tub spout, and tub's under there. We cleaned it out entirely first. We had someone came and set a window, and there was a bunch of debris in the bottom of the tub, so we took everything out. We wiped it out completely clean. We put the 4 layers of foam, 4 inches of foam on the bottom, because it's a 19-inch deep tub, and the tub protector is only 15 inches deep. So bottom is pure styrofoam, right out of Home Depot. And then we put the tub protector in, and then we put a piece of OSB cut to fit. So that's a 59 by 32 inch piece. It's just a nice platform. We did put tape all around the perimeter here. This is, and by the way, this is not for people just to jump up here and do their work. It's not the intention. We're trying to protect it right now, but we did, we put blue tape on the tub first, all the way around the perimeter, okay? Just so the, you know, you wouldn't get any movement, get scratching. And then the tub liner went in. And then, of course, this piece, it just keeps the big chunks, you know, while you're doing work. Sometimes things fall. And it's nice to have that there. Drywall is only going down to top of flange right here. So there's no need to remove this. So, you know, you can, you know, stand on this a little bit. But just don't, the tape is to keep the stuff from getting down in between the plywood and getting into the tub area. Because once it gets in there, then you got trouble. So we put some tape in there just to protect it. So just be mindful of that. I mean, I know both these guys, the drywall guy and the tile guy, they're real good at their trades. We just don't want to see a damaged tub. We had one job that we just finished, and they opted not to use our tile guy. So they used someone else. We came back. There was glue, and there was scratches, and it was just a mess. They destroyed. It was a tub just like this, and it was just destroyed. And so we don't like to see that. Anyways, I'll contact both people as we leave today. And everything looks good here outside of that. This installation is done.